$60,000 in student loans. And that's just from the graduate. Does that not scare you?
I'm just kind of a free spirit, live day by day.
If you're living day by day, don't you think that after many day by days, you'll all of a sudden find yourself 60 with lots of debt, close to retirement, but with nothing to be able to retire, and then your day to day sucks?
I mean, that's like kind of like life at the end of the day. Like, my name's Belen. I'm 21 and I'm from South Texas in Brownsville.
What about you?
My name is Beth. I'm 21. I was born in Scotland, grew up in Houston.
Okay. What do you do for a living?
I'm a server and I also go to school. So yeah.
Okay, college student. What are you studying?
Writing and rhetoric with a concentration in professional writing.
Okay, how many years left?
1. Yeah, this is my last year.
Nice. How much do you bring in a month being a server?
Like around like 2K?
2K a month?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Like 2.5.
Like how many hours do you work in a week?
Like 10, 15.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
It's decent.
Yeah, we work at the same place,
So you're also a server?
I'm not. I'm a hostess.
Okay, and what do you bring in a month?
I really couldn't tell you.
It like fluctuates.
It fluctuates. We work on a tip share, so
Okay.
yeah.
And are you a college student as well?
Yes.
All right, what do you study?
I'm studying psychology.
1 year left as well?
Yes.
Okay. Psychology. That sounds like usually people who get their bachelor in psychology, they go to graduate school. Are you?
Potentially. I definitely want to travel, experience life a little bit.
So take some time to travel?
Yeah.
Okay. And what are you going to do after college?
Honestly, I was thinking the same thing. Like, definitely next summer, we were planning on doing like some backpacking, just in like Europe. See the world. Do something like
different.
Yeah, very laid back. But yeah.
Sounds expensive. Do you have savings on the side?
Yeah, definitely.
How much?
2.8 for right now.
2.8 thousand?
No, 2,800.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
I am really bad with money and I'm not good at saving. I kind of just like live paycheck to paycheck.
So how are you going to do this backpacking and traveling?
I just believe that good things are going to come to me, honestly.
If there's a will, there's a way.
And by
If
that,
there's a
do you
will,
mean you're
there's a
going to
way.
put it on like a credit card?
No, I mean,
Okay.
when the time comes around, it always works out.
It always works out. Okay.
It always works out.
Do you have any student loans right now?
No.
Okay. Or were you cash flowing or parents or scholarships?
Parents, yeah.
What about you?
I have student loans. My parents are gonna like help me pay it off towards like the end, like next year.
How much in student loans?
Honestly, I have no idea. I don't keep track of that.
Yeah, okay. And how much are they helping
Honestly,
when done?
I have no idea.
So this sounds like a kick the can down the road type of situation.
I know. I'm like, I really don't know. I'm not like the one looking at all of that. Like, yeah.
What's your rent a month?
So right now, I'm like in between, because like my apartment building's still being built. It's like to be 1,500. But yeah, as of right now, I'm staying like here, basically free because of like the apartment not being like finished.
Really?
They're paying us like $150 a day, so like that's a lot in like 40 days.
They're paying you?
Yeah, because it's
and
like
you don't pay anything?
Yeah, well for right now, yeah.
But what about you? Are you in the same situation?
No, I pay roughly around like $1,000 for rent.
$1,000 a month, and if you're bringing in $2,000 like her, that's half. Is that kind of scary that half your income's going to rent?
Definitely scary for sure. We've all kind of seen a change. We lived here for like 4 years and seen a change in the areas we've been living in going up. I'm very fortunate and grateful to where my parents help me out as long as I'm in school, but next year I'm on my own, so.
Have they said they're not going to help out anymore
Yeah,
after
I'm
school?
Cut off.
Do you think maybe that's why things have always just worked out?
For sure, yeah. I'm aware of my privilege and
Yeah.
my parents.
But given that fact, things might not just work out anymore?
Potentially, yeah, but I am a hard worker and
Yeah.
I have goals to meet for sure.
I'm just curious, like, how do you work and get money if you're backpacking? Because backpacking's like a month-long stint, right?
That's where the break comes in.
Yeah,
that's where we save enough to not work for a long time.
Gotcha.
And just have like a really laid back, like.
I mean, we're young, like, that's kind of my mentality.
Yeah.
I know some people think that's like very irresponsible, and it definitely is. Like, I'm taking that into account, but I choose to live in the moment, enjoy my life while I'm young.
So I think I know your answer to this question, but do you budget monthly?
No.
What about you?
Like more or less, I'll like, not really, honestly. Like I'll just be like, at the end of the month, I would like to have at least like 200, like, or at like every paycheck basically, like not go down to like $0, like, and then get paid. Like just kind of like keep like that 200 like
There.
space, I guess. Like I don't know, yeah, just like emergency.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha. Now, what do you want to do for a career with this writing degree?
I was thinking I wanted to be like either technical writer or some type of business writer, but now I'm kind of leaning more towards like a communication type of like career, like something in PR.
Oh, interesting.
Just because if you're learning how to write, you can also communicate really efficiently, so I can kind of like do anything like around that. So yeah.
What about you?
I don't know. I have a few ideas.
Like top 3?
I think when I get older, I'd love to go back to grad school and pursue that degree, and then hopefully become a licensed therapist. That would be great.
Now, grad school, do you think they'll help pay for grad school?
Probably not.
So what are you gonna do for that? Are you just thinking taking out debt?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Is that not like anxiety inducing going into, for graduate degrees, very expensive, tens of thousands of dollars of debt?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely something I think about, but...
So I interviewed someone a couple weeks ago on my main show, and he got his graduate degree to become a personal therapist. He is making about $80,000 a year because he works in more of like the public sector. But he even said private sector, he would only be able to make like $130,000 a year. And he has like $60,000 in student loans. And that's just from the graduate. What are you going to do in that context? Does that not scare you?
Definitely does. Like I said, I'm just kind of a free spirit, live day by day. These are thoughts that I have, but I don't want to live my life through anxiety.
Sure, but I do have to ask, living day by day, great. Like I consider myself relatively free spirit, but I plan financially.
Yeah.
That's like really the only thing I plan. But if you're living day by day, don't you think that after many day by days, you'll all of a sudden find yourself 60 with lots of debt, close to retirement, but with nothing to be able to retire, and then your day to day sucks? Thoughts on that?
I mean, that's like kind of like life at the end of the day, like, and not really, like, obviously not to dig yourself in a hole like that, but to enjoy and not worry. But like, I feel like there's like a happy medium of like being like carefree, free-spirited, like just kind of like trusting in yourself that like at the end everything's gonna work out, and like you'll never like draw yourself or dig yourself into like that deep of a hole, especially if you're financially and educationally just like aware. Like we go to school, like we know what's up, we're taking like just like seeing a lot of things.
We definitely have lots to learn. You know what I mean? We have life experience yet. Like we're 21. I think that's probably the point of this interview, maybe. But I can appreciate other people who are like financially like very strategic in everything they do. I just personally have never been that type of person. Maybe that's something that I need to learn how to do.
You're in the company with the majority of Americans who know nothing about personal finances.
Yeah. And it is a scary thought, and I feel like the reality of the situation is you don't think about it until it happens to you, and then you're in a situation where you don't have options.
Sure.
But as of right now, I'm just kind of like trying to get through school, figure out a job, figure out what I want to do. You know, realistically, I don't know what I want to do yet. I don't have like a plan. No one really does. So it's just unrealistic for me to live through like a plan of like finance when I don't have a plan for how I want my life to look like right now. You know what I mean?
Okay. And just a couple more questions. Do you have any credit card debt?
No.
What about you?
I just got a credit card like a couple days ago.
How are you going to be using that credit card?
I use it on grocery, gas, and then like some retail. I like, in my head, I'm like, if I'm gonna spend this money on my debit card, it's gonna be the same as like my credit card, and I'm like, I really don't want to dig myself into like a hole, so I'm like just planning on paying it off like every single week. So yeah, I'm like pretty, that gives me anxiety. Like having like, and my interest rate is like 18% too.
Yeah.
So if I decide to pay like over time, like,
oh yeah,
I'm screwed. So yeah, I'm definitely not gonna dig myself in that hole.
Do you have any car debt, vehicle debt?
No.
What about you? Do you guys have cars?
Yes.
They're just paid off and you own them?
Well, yeah, my dad like leases our cars, so yeah.
So he's taking care of it,
yeah.
though. Okay, cool. Okay. And then just based on the life that you've lived so far, biggest financial regret?
Not saving earlier.
I'd probably say that, like, I definitely want to learn a lot more about like investing money in like small ways, or just like feel like the way to get rich now is just having like multiple streams of money. So I don't know, just kind of getting into investing a little bit sooner.
Okay. And then based on the lives you've lived, a key piece of financial advice you'd recommend to the audience?
Just like know your limit and definitely like save, like for sure. Even if it's $50, $25, like anything goes. And to put your money in something that's like gaining interest rather than just like keeping it to the side and like having it not gain anything. Like I invest in stocks and like that's really helped me out. So that's it.
It's a hard question. I'm definitely not the person to ask through my experience. Maybe don't splurge on experiences all the time. Sometimes it's rewarding and it's worth it and it's beneficial and we need it as humans. But FOMO's the thing. You can miss out on things. It's okay. Yeah, save your money.
Let them know what you think about the financial situation in the comments below. And if you want to join my private Discord, which really helps grow this channel, feel free to check out that link in the description. A special shout out to my 4 Cups of Coffee supporters, Dio Martinez, Mark, Josh Bennett, Clayton006, Tyler Chong, Drew Smith, Timothy Williams, Sam I Am, Jason Springs, Nicholas Dowley, Tom L. And a special shout out to my 8 Cups of Coffee supporters, Joseph W. Strickland, Anthony, an anonymous supporter, and Sam V03. You guys are making the dream come possible. Subscribe and stick around for more. Thanks.